Pierce. Several years ago, during one of my senior internships, I was given the opportunity to work at the local preschool in my small town. One day, as I was watching the children play, I really took notice to what they were doing. They weren't just playing, they were learning how to communicate, problem solve, and so much more. More importantly, they were learning skills that would carry on with them throughout their lives. And that is where my interest in early childhood education grew into my future profession as an early educator. Today, I'd like to discuss with you what early childhood education is and what it takes to be a good early educator. As well, we'll discuss why the early childhood education field matters and why I believe I'm a fitting future early educator. Let's first go back and discuss what early childhood education is and what it really takes to be an early educator. According to Goodwin University of Higher Education and the National Association for the Education of Young Children, early childhood education is the time period of learning from birth to age 8. During this time, early educators focus on developing children's cognitive, physical, and emotional development. Through early education, children are given opportunities to develop their social skills, such as how to share, or develop their gross and fine motor skills, such as learning how to go up steps by themselves, or grasp a pencil by themselves. You may be wondering by now, how does one accomplish developing these areas in children? Goodwin University states being adaptive, creative, and compassionate are all key elements to being a good early educator. What might it look to be adaptive and creative in the classroom setting? Being able to adapt your lesson plan so each child can reach that developmental stage, or being creative in the way of finding new and interesting ways to help those children reach each of those stages. Where compassionate might come across as being mindful of each child's home situation or what stage they are at in their development, and addressing those in a way that will help them further their development. Beyond the what and the how of early childhood education, the why it matters is important to discuss today as well. One could say that early childhood education profession matters for many reasons. However, according to Dr. Jessica Alverdo, Academic Program Director for the BA in Early Childhood Development at National University, says, "It is an important time in children's lives when they first learn how to interact with others and develop their interests and skills that they will carry on with them throughout their lives." And to me, that is why early childhood education is important. When effort is being put forth to help children gain skills and tools that will help them be successful, they can later in life be able to be successful. While I believe I hold these skills and the qualities I mentioned before, I think it's important for me to reiterate in more detail why being an early educator is a fitting choice for my future profession. I believe I hold those qualities of being adaptive, creative, and compassionate already. How, you may ask? Well, I believe that each child needs to be taught in a way that will help them develop to that next developmental stage. So being able to adapt to each child's developmental stage is important, as well as finding creative and new ways that will help each child reach those stages. More importantly, I think being compassionate to each child's situation and their development is important to guide those children to that next developmental stage. Which, with all that being said, this leads me to believe I hold those qualities and have the passion to be an early educator. And as I conclude today, I hope you have gained a little bit more knowledge of what early childhood education is and what it takes to be a good early educator. As well, I hope you have found some reasons to why early childhood education matters. And lastly, I hope I've made an impression on you to why early childhood education is a fitting future profession for me. And remember, early childhood education is more than it may seem. Play is learning in the eyes of children. Thank you for your time. That wasn't good.